Hi everyone, if you don't know me, I've been an astrologer for 35 years and while I'm primarily a Western astrologer, of the 20 books that I've written, 13 of these have been on Chinese astrology, and that's what we're going to be talking about today, specifically what is four-pillar Chinese astrology. So you may know your Chinese astrology sign, like you're a dog or a dragon or a rabbit. That's the same as knowing your sun sign in Western astrology, that you're an Aries or a Libra or a Sagittarian. But there's much more to your chart than just your sun sign. In four-pillar Chinese astrology, which is also called Bazi, you have an animal sign and element for the year you were born, the month you were born, the day you were born, and the time you were born, and time is done in 2-hour increments. There are 12 animal signs and 5 elements. That gives us 60 unique energy signatures, and when we add that all up for an Chinese astrology chart, there are 12,960,000 different combinations of Bazi charts. So in a world of 8 billion people, that means that there is only 617 people in the entire world with the same chart. So your particular chart is rare and it's unique to you. So the year pillar, which is the one that most people are familiar with, is represented by the roots of the tree. And so this is your personality, your talents, what you brought into this life, and all of your potential that you could do. The month pillar is the trunk of the tree. And so this represents your upbringing, how you got along with your family, specifically your siblings, and how much of the nurture part in the nature versus nurture question is affecting you. The day pillar is the leaves on the tree, and so this represents your interactions with the world around you, and so that represents relationships, friendships, business connections, and whether you are introverted or extroverted, how you get along with people in general. The hour pillar, which is done in 2-hour increments, so an exact birth time is not needed, it's like the fruit or the flowers of the tree. And so this is what you put out into the world. And so this represents your career, your children, your creative work, those things that you are giving to the world. So Chinese astrology and Western astrology are quite different, but there are some interesting places where they intersect, and the four-pillar chart is one of those places. And so when we consider the year pillar in Chinese astrology, that's very similar to the ascendant in Western astrology. Now, it's not, of course, a direct correlation. What I mean is that the energy of ascendant is similar to the energy of the year pillar. Your year pillar and your ascendant may be quite different. But to continue this idea, the month pillar, which represents your upbringing and your family, is very similar to the 4th house cusp or IC in a Western chart. The day pillar, which represents your friendships, love relationships, and business connections, is very similar to the 7th house cusp or descendant of a Western chart. And finally, the hour pillar, which represents what you put out into the world in terms of career and also offspring, is somewhat similar to the 10th house or midheaven of a Western chart. But the difference is that children in a Western chart are represented by the 5th house, not the 10th house. So here's one of those instances where we see some real differences. Now, if you're interested in getting a copy of your four-pillar chart, I can send it to you. There's a link in the description, and then in the subject, put Chinese astrology chart. So otherwise, I'll automatically send you the Western chart. And if you have questions about Chinese astrology, put them in the comments, and I may do a video on it, and I will see you in the next video.